Hi, my name is Dan and I'm one of the DT evangelists here at Digital-Tutors. In this video, we're going to look at a question from one of our users, CNewman, on how to stop black reflections from showing up in our Chrome material when we're using the Use Background material. So to illustrate this, I have a setup here. Basically, I have image-based lighting, and I also have a directional light to cast shadows onto my ground. And then on the ground, I have a Use Background material. And on this torus knot, actually I have an architectural material with the Chrome preset applied. So when I render this out, we can see the issue that we're having here. So on the top, I'm getting nice reflections in my Chrome material from the HDR image that I have. But here on the bottom, I'm just getting these really dark black reflections from my ground surface that has the Use Background material on it. So in order to be able to get our HDR image, in order to cast the reflections coming up from the bottom, what we're going to want to do is to select the material or the object that we have our Use Background material on. In this case, just my simple plane here for the ground. If we come into the Shape node in the Attribute Editor, we'll find a Render Stats option. So let's dial that down. And right now, by default, it's going to be set to enable the visibility in reflections and refractions. Now in this particular case, since I'm not really wanting to see this object, I just want it there to capture the shadows from my light, we're going to want to come in and disable this visibility in reflections and refractions. So when I have that disabled, we can see the result that we're getting is that we're able to see the reflections from beneath in our Chrome material. So this is before, where we're just reflecting the black, and this is after turning off the visibility in reflections and refractions for our ground. Now if we were to take a look at the alpha channel for this, we'll notice that we're getting this kind of grayish area out here on our ground. And depending on what our project requires, this could be pretty difficult to composite together. Well, this is actually being caused by final gathering, because I have that turned on in my scene. So let's come into our render settings here. Let's come in and turn off final gathering. Now come in, save this render out that we had. And now if we come in and take a look at the alpha channel, we can see we're getting a much cleaner alpha with just our shadows on here. So this was before with final gathering turned on, and this is after, where we've gone in and turned that off. So that's a look at how we can get our Chrome material to reflect the HDR image in our scene by disabling the visible in reflections for the actual object that we have our Use Background material on, as well as how we can get a nice clean alpha by disabling final gathering. Now if your project requires some more advanced rendering techniques, I'd recommend checking out the Metal Ray production shaders in my course.